The morning began like every other, Ethan rushing through the tiny apartment, half-dressed, half-awake, trying to get his 7-year-old daughter Lily to finish her breakfast. He worked 2 jobs, barely slept, and still tried to make every day feel normal for her. Their life wasn't perfect, but he made sure Lily never felt the emptiness her mother left behind when she walked out 2 years ago. By the time he reached the towering glass building of Harper Dynamics, he was already 10 minutes late. Again. Ethan wiped sweat from his forehead, adjusted his faded tie, and whispered to himself, "Just survived today." Inside, the whole company buzzed with unusual excitement. The new CEO, Aurora Harper, the founder's daughter, was taking over today. Rumors painted her as stunning, brilliant, demanding, and terrifying. Ethan didn't care about office gossip. His only goal was simple: keep his head down, do the work, keep the job, keep the bills paid. But fate rarely obeys simple goals. He was rearranging files in the marketing storage room when the door opened quietly. He didn't look up, his hands were full, but he froze when he caught the faint scent of jasmine perfume behind him. It wasn't familiar to anyone on his floor. "Excuse me," a soft, low voice said, "do you know where I can find the preview samples for the winter launch?" He turned, and the breath nearly left his chest. Aurora Harper stood there, elegance wrapped in a navy dress and confidence. But there was something else in her eyes, something tired. Something lonely. Ethan blinked hard. Yes. I mean, sorry. I can get them for you." She smiled politely. "Only if you have time." That smile, there was warmth in it. A softness the rumors never mentioned. He nodded, handing her the samples. Their fingers brushed, and Aurora pulled back slightly, not with discomfort, but with surprise, like she didn't expect to feel anything at all. A moment passed, charged with something he didn't dare name. When she left, Ethan exhaled shakily. He didn't know that tiny exchange had lit a spark in a life she kept buried under perfection. An hour later, Ethan was summoned to her office. Panic melted his spine. He couldn't lose this job. He needed it for Lily, for rent, for everything. He stepped in cautiously. Aurora wasn't behind her desk. She was standing by the window, in a different dress. A soft, flowing sunset-colored dress that contrasted her usual strict appearance. She turned slightly, holding the hem awkwardly. "I need an honest opinion," she said. "This company expects me to attend a formal press event tonight. And I'm not used to this." He blinked. "Ma'am?" She stepped closer. "Tell me. Do I look good in this dress?" Everyone else would lie. Everyone else wanted to please her. But Ethan wasn't good at pretending. Life had drained that skill out of him. He looked at her. Really looked, and something inside him softened. "You look," he swallowed, voice trembling, "you look like someone I can't take my eyes off." The words slipped out before he could stop them. His heart sank. He'd crossed a line, but Aurora didn't react with anger. She froze, her eyes glistened with a shock that looked almost like hurt melting, like armor cracking. No one spoke to her like a person. No one dared. Her voice broke, soft, almost whispered. "Thank you. I needed to hear that more than you know." Ethan left her office with his heart pounding, unaware that his honesty had touched the one woman who'd forgotten what it meant to be seen, not as a CEO, not as a legacy, but as a person. And Aurora watched him go, realizing she noticed him far more than she should. Aurora didn't sleep that night. Ethan's words echoed in her mind. "I can't take my eyes off you." It wasn't flirtation. It wasn't flattery. It was truth, something she rarely received in her world of polished lies and corporate expectations. The next morning she searched for him, not obviously, but in small ways. She lingered near the marketing department. She took the long route to her meetings. She caught herself listening for his voice, but Ethan wasn't there. He had taken the day off. Lily was sick, feverish and coughing, and he couldn't leave her alone. While Aurora scanned the office hallways, Ethan sat beside a tiny bed, holding a cold cloth to his daughter's forehead, praying the medicine would work. By afternoon, he called the office, apologizing, explaining, begging to keep his job. The HR manager listened coldly. If you miss 2 consecutive days without written approval, your position will be reviewed. Reviewed meant fired. That evening, Aurora overheard the HR team discussing it. Single father, unreliable, a liability. Something inside her snapped. She marched into HR, voice low but firm. His job is not under review. He can take 2 days off. They stared in shock. Ma'am, we have strict, then change them, she said, eyes burning. Effective immediately. The next morning, Aurora did something she had never done. She visited an employee's home. Ethan opened the door in wrinkled clothes, exhaustion carved into his face, Lily asleep on the couch behind him. Aurora, he whispered, stunned. What are you doing here? She held up a bag, soup, medicine, coloring books. I came to help. He couldn't speak. Aurora stepped inside gently, careful not to wake Lily. As she helped in the kitchen, cutting vegetables with the grace of someone who rarely touched a knife, Ethan watched her, realization dawning. This woman, feared by thousands, was standing in his tiny apartment washing dishes like she belonged there. Why are you doing this? He asked, voice breaking. Aurora looked at him, vulnerability in her eyes. Because, for the first time in a long time, someone saw me. And I can't forget that. Silence wrapped around them, a warm, fragile silence. When Lily woke up, groggy and weak, Aurora knelt beside her. Hi, sweet girl. I heard you weren't feeling well. I brought you something. Lily blinked at her, then smiled weakly. You're really pretty, she whispered. Aurora laughed softly, tears forming. Thank you. Your dad said something like that too. Daddy likes you, Lily said bluntly. Ethan groaned. Aurora's cheeks flushed, but she didn't deny she liked him too. 4 hours, they talked. Not about work. Not about stress. But about life, dreams, losses, fears. By the time Aurora left, the sun had set the door. She hesitated. Ethan, can I ask you something? Yes. She looked down at her hands, then up into his eyes. If I wore that dress again, the one from yesterday, would you still feel the same? His voice was steady this time. Aurora, it's not the dress. I can't take my eyes off you. Her breath caught. This time, she didn't hide the emotion in her eyes. That night, as she walked to her car, she felt something she had never felt before, not power, not pressure, but hope. A feeling that maybe she didn't have to walk through life alone anymore. And Ethan, closing the door behind him, whispered a silent promise to himself, maybe this is the beginning of something I never thought I'd deserve.